Let's take a closer look at the Hot Wheels Starships Select Anakin Skywalker's Jedi Interceptor.
Varykino, living the Star Wars life.
Hello there, and thanks for visiting the Varykino YouTube channel. Today I'm going to take a closer look at and unbox the Hot Wheels Starships Select Anakin Skywalker's Jedi Interceptor ship. So this one is brand new for us here in New Zealand. It is part of a new assortment of 4. We can see Anakin's ship here, the Star Destroyer, the Ghost, and the Scythe. So we managed to find these 3. We're still on the hunt for the Star Destroyer. Fingers crossed we may find it this coming week. And I have recently unboxed the Ghost and the Scythe, so I'll have those videos linked down below. But now it is on to Anakin's ship. So before I open it up and take a closer look at the vehicle inside, I'm just going to go over the packaging because you kind of have to cut a few tabs and it just doesn't look quite as pretty once you've got it all out. So I do like the big windows that Hot Wheels does for the Starship Select line. We can really see the ship in there. It is a little bit dark because there is a black blueprint style artwork behind it, which hopefully I can show you once I've opened the box up. But I do think, as fun as this packaging is, I do think this particular line does look better when out of the packaging. So I'm really keen to get it open. We can see we have the Mattel logo, and this is for ages 4 and up. I think of this as more of a collector's piece than a toy, but they do put that in there because obviously this is stocked in toy stores, so good for parents who might want to give this for their children. Anakin Skywalker's Jedi Interceptor and the Hot Wheels Starship Select logo there. We've got window cutouts on both sides, and at the top we have sort of a top-down line-art blueprint image of the starship inside, and we have a large faction logo here in red. This is the Galactic Republic. Some of the ships in the line have like a battle damage or a painted variant, in which case this will be blue if it is a variant, and there will be a small note here saying variant as well. Not every ship has a variant. I don't think this one does. And on the hanger here, we can say that it says 22 Anakin Skywalker's Jedi Interceptor. So this is number 22 from the line there. So nice fun front there. And here we have the back again with the pictures of the ships in the line, a larger picture of the ship in the packaging. And we can see that it is displaying the sort of rotation that we can do for posing with the included stand. We get a little bit of a preview of that stand with the symbol on the base and the name on it there as well. So very keen. The stands do really pose these ships really nicely. I like the way that they look, so very keen to get it on display on its stand. So that is the packaging. Now it's time to open it up. Okay, so I took a little bit of a break to open this one up. This one was quite securely held within that clear plastic tray. That took a bit of wrestling to get it out. In the underside of the box, we have a small little separate cardboard box containing the 2 components that make up the stand. We will put that together very shortly. And in behind the ship, we have this cardboard insert that has a black and white blueprint style artwork, which features the 4 ships of this particular assortment wave. So we have the Star Destroyer, we have Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, we have the Ghost, and the Scythe. So it's really cool art. It does make the boxes just a little bit dark, but I think that that's a really fun detail there. So I'll just pop that one to the side because now it is time to take a closer look at the ship itself. So it's always really fun to hold these things in person for the first time. I'm a little bit more used to holding the Micro Galaxy Squadron ships, and they are plastic. Now these ones are metal, so they immediately feel very different, and it's fun to see the details here. So I did spot a few of these on the store's shelf, and I noticed in particular the grey weathering on the ships was very different from ship to ship. It felt like this must have been done by hand because in some of them they went in different directions. Some of them were much thicker than others. So I felt like this one, as best as I could tell through the packaging, had a fairly even distribution of the sort of grey weathering paint. You can particularly see it here on the yellow sections and a little bit here on these wings here as well. Overall, I think the painting looks really good, but let's take a closer look at all of the details. So of course, one of the immediate things that I noticed is this tiny little R2-D2 dome here on the wing, which is so cute. The paint job on this is actually quite impressive. We can see all those blue panels. We've even got blue and black for his eye here on the front, and you can just make him turn. It's really quite sort of a delicate little movement, but I think that's really cute. You can sort of spin him around and face him different ways. And then of course we have the Galactic Republic symbol here. Very, very small, but very tidy. I always like it when the symbols look nice and clean and very readable. And we have a couple of other little printed decals here, yellow and red. And we've even got some really nice tidy black paint for the cockpit. Unlike the Micro Galaxy Squadron line, this one doesn't have any figures. The cockpits don't really open up to reveal on in the inside. So this is just opaque. You can't see through. This is just painted black. It's not tinted or anything like that. There's no interior here. So we've got some lovely yellow details. Now, I think this might be like the Sith scythe that I just unboxed, in that I feel like these wings are plastic. You can certainly see a plastic hinge here, and we have a metallic pin. So I'm hoping that these won't be too hard to open up. And because this is plastic, I feel like there's perhaps just a tiny yellow difference here and here. This one looks just a little bit more sort of a lemony yellow. This one looks more like it's trending towards orange. Not too much of a jump, but it just feels like there is a little bit of a paint difference there. But overall, I don't think it's actually too much of a difference in terms of the overall finish. If you're not really looking too closely, these look like they are made out of the same material. It's just that they're oh so very thin. It's going to be interesting trying to articulate those. On the underside, we can see that we have the other side of the wings that we're going to pop out. We've got 3 big screws. We've got a insertion point here for the stand, which I'll test in a moment. And we've got more of that yellow paint. Perhaps you can see the difference in the paint yellows here as well. We can sort of see where the different components are joined together. But overall, I'm really, really happy with the amount of detail here. We've got lots of lines. We've got weathering sort of covering all of the surfaces. I think it's perhaps points like this where it sort of reminds you that this is a metal figure, because you can sort of, the way paint sort of covers over metal details always just looks a little bit thicker than sort of very slender pointed plastic details. It's sort of points like this that make me really think that this is the metal figure rather than a plastic one there. But nonetheless, it doesn't detract. I think it fits the overall design and style of this ship. I like the dark painting here. Really nice, very straight. And yeah, the painting sort of, you know, divided by the accent lines and everything like that. Everything's painted really well. Nothing looks misaligned. It doesn't look like paint has gone over and spilled somewhere it shouldn't be. It's really, really nice. I like it. Classic prequel era ship. So before I pop it on its stand, I'm going to see if I can pop these wings open. So I've had a little bit of trouble with some of these wings before. You can see just how tight in these are. And sometimes the hinges can be quite stiff the first time that you open them. So I've got a little bit of a helpful tool on hand. I'm going to try and see if I can get in here and pop these wings out. Okay, just because they feel a little bit stiff. Okay, got that one open. And then you can see that there is a little bit of a window here. I can poke through and get this one. Oh, that one's very stiff. There we go. I kind of like the hinges being a little bit stiff. It means that once you put them on display, they're going to hold open and not just kind of fall closed over time. Just makes that initial sort of posing a little bit tricky. Let's see, get in here. Okay, got that one open. And let's pop this one through. And there we go. Cool. Very useful having a little sort of poking stick there just to get those open. And you can see that there is a gap through there which is also on other versions of the Jedi Interceptor ship. And I kind of like the details, like once you get those wings open, I know the camera's probably not going to focus on it. It's got that very TIE Fighter-esque black texture on the inside of the wings, because of course when we look at these sort of dead straight on, they've got a very much Imperial sort of interceptor type shape, especially with that cockpit, and we're getting sort of the Darth Vader TIE Advanced shape in the wings there. We can really see the precursor from the Galactic Republic changing into the Galactic Empire with the ships here, which is so fun. So there we go. We can see the wings we can see the weathering a little bit better now with these wings open. A little bit more weathering perhaps on the lower flaps, but it still looks fairly balanced. You can't sort of test the weathering when they're in packaging. You can't sort of see it on all sides, so it's always nice when you've got it out and it looks a bit balanced. Perhaps a little bit more weathered there on that edge, but it doesn't look splotchy or anything that's really going to bother me. Overall, I really like the details there. And of course, in the back, we have some details here on the engines. It's like a very, very pale blue accented there on the dark grey engines there at the back. Very nice. So I notice when I'm holding it, I can kind of hear the R2-D2 just rattles just a little bit. You probably can't hear it, but when I'm turning it upside down, I kind of hear him rattling there a little bit. It's kind of cute. I wonder how well these wings are going to hold if I just put it there. Yeah, that's actually quite a testament to the hinge there. They're not falling completely flat. So now I'm going to open up the insert box to get the stand out. And like the others, it's wrapped in tissue paper. So we can see we've got the flat base that says Jedi Interceptor with the Galactic Republic symbol there in a lovely silver. And across the front, that front edge has the Star Wars logo kind of stamped in there. And on this side, it is the Hot Wheels logo, which is very, very small. It's kind of hard to read the text, but we know that iconic swoosh shape there. And then we've got the 2 points there that we're going to put this bit in. And it clips in nicely into place, nice and secure. So we've got this ball attachment point here on the top. It's going to fit into this part here. So hopefully this one's going to go on not too, some of them can be tight. Let's see. This one's a little tight. Keep going. I think that's on there. Okay, there we go. It doesn't sort of click, but it beds down nice and tight, which I quite like because these are metal and they do sort of project further forward. So I really want to make sure that they're on there and they don't tip over, because you really want to make sure that that's secure. And now I can hold it and it's not going to come off. I have a sort of a pet peeve of like picking things up and the bases falling off the bottom. I do try and carry things by the base, but sometimes you forget and you go and pick them up and then the bases just fall over and so I like it when something goes on a base that it's nice and secure, and it gives me confidence that this thing's not just going to slowly tip off and hurl itself off my bookcase. That looks really nice. And of course, because that is a ball joint, we can rotate it around like it showed on the box. I don't know why you'd quite turn it around all the way. And we've got a little bit of sort of up and down. You can kind of pose side to side as well, holding onto the base. So you can get a bit of a fun sort of flight pose. I particularly like the ability to kind of point it a little bit nose down, so that when it's on my shelf, I can kind of get a little bit more of a view of the top than looking at it straight on, particularly if you have these displayed at eye level. So you're not looking straight down the barrel. You can kind of see some of the details, like the cute little R2-D2 there. I think that is really fun. Very, very cool. I know that this is, essentially a very simple repaint of the earlier Jedi Interceptor from the same line. And there is a exclusive version, which is another repaint. But there's just something so iconic about these prequel ships. That opening Coruscant battle from the start of Revenge of the Sith is just, oh, I remember watching that in the cinema for the first time, that midnight screening back in 2005. That was just left such an impression on me, that opening scene. So I absolutely love these ships. And yeah, so happy that it has been added to the Hot Wheels line, and I've got Anakin's one because that's just such an important part of the prequel era lineup of ships. Really, really cool. There we go. Very happy with the weathering. Those wings are a little bit stiff, but I actually kind of like that now that I've got them on display. They're definitely going to hold their shape and not kind of flap around or anything like that. I can move them and they're definitely going to hold in place. So there we go. That is Anakin Skywalker's Jedi Interceptor from the Hot Wheels Starships Select line. Very happy to have new ships from the Starships Select line available here for us in New Zealand. Now, just fingers crossed I can find that Star Destroyer. I missed out the first time it was released, and I really need to add that one to my collection. I need to see that one in person. Let me know if you have that one in your collection, because yeah, I'm very keen to know how cool that one looks in person. So thank you so much for watching. Check out our other videos for more Star Wars unboxings and adventures, including other ships from the Hot Wheels and Micro Galaxy Squadron collections. If you are a fan of Star Wars ships, we've got lots for you to check out. Catch you in the next video, and as always, may the Force be with you.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, check out our other videos, and subscribe for alerts about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.